Hey, I'm John from Gazelle Sports, and I'm here with my friends from November Project. I'll let them introduce themselves here.
I'm Jolene,
I'm Yoshi.
and we're the co-leaders of November Project Grand Rapids. Yeah, November Project is a free fitness movement. It's in many cities all over the world. There's, 52 now?
52?
Yeah, all over the world. We meet Wednesday mornings at 6:01 promptly a.m. Currently our location is changing. We're at Mary Waters Park for the month of November, and in December we'll be moving to another location within the downtown region.
We're free fitness and we are weatherproof, so we are out every Wednesday no matter what the weather, be it shiny or rain or hail or snow. We're out there and it's a lot of fun.
So we're here and we're going to be talking about running and walking in the Michigan winter. It's coming sooner than we think, so it's good to be prepared. We never know what Michigan's going to hit at us, so we're going to talk about gear and kind of just what to expect for walking and running in the wintry conditions.
In the wintertime, I do switch up to trail running shoes just because I feel that lugs help in any weather condition. We'll run on pavement to snow to slush, you know, when you're downtown or when you're on the trails, just the same. So the trail shoes definitely help with the grippiness out there.
In the winter, I like to keep my shoe the same as what I run with in the summer. I just buy a second pair so that I can swap out whichever one's dry.
Me, I also run in the same shoe that I run in the summer, except I try to avoid knit uppers because I have found that gets very cold very quickly in the winter. But another good example here for a shoe, if you're looking for something to keep your foot dry, is something that's waterproof. This is the New Balance 880 with Gore-Tex. So really waterproof, except if you step in a puddle that's taller than your shoe, you're going to still get wet. But it'll keep you dry. Has maybe a little bit more traction than the normal too, so that's something you just want to look into. Also, for walking around in the winter, just a nice like hiking boot that's going to give you a little bit more traction, a little bit more support around the ankle, and then all that too. Okay, so when you go out for your run or your walk here in Michigan winter, you want to layer because it's going to start off cold, but you're going to probably get warmer. So you want a nice base layer, something that's going to be kind of tight to the skin to give you that protection. And then maybe something like a nice vest here that I have on. Also a good like jacket would be good too. So something you can just kind of take off as you get hotter and then put back on as you get colder too. And then also some good tights. I personally love these craft tights that I'm wearing right now. They have windproof front and they're just super warm, super comfortable, great for running or walking in the winter.
In the winter, I generally make the mistake of wearing too many layers, and a lot of times they are cotton layers, which absorb your sweat. So at some point you get very cold, so don't make that mistake. Yoshi and I are also wearing gear that has a lot of reflection on it, which is very appropriate for when the time of day gets very short that has sunshine for us. So even if you're going to do like a morning or a late night run, having something reflective both on the front and the back is very appropriate for the winter.
And then this being a really wind resistant upper layer is really fantastic. I feel like it's definitely worth it to invest in something that has that'll kind of protect you from wind more than anything. That's going to keep you warmer. The wind chill is definitely a huge factor that comes into play in the wintertime. So having that extra layer that kind of keeps that wind off of you is definitely going to keep you a lot warmer or a lot lighter too.
And one tip that I've learned for when running is you definitely want to dress like it's 20 degrees warmer. So say if you're starting out a run and it's 30 degrees, you want to dress like it's going to be 50 degrees because your body heats up. But dress like you'll be standing outside in 50 degrees, not running in 50, but standing outside in 50 degrees.
I think that's the mistake I usually make.
Yeah.
Started like a weather journal of like what I wear for what like temperature and weather, just so I can like keep track of like too many layers on a 50-degree day, you know, or too few layers on a 40-degree day. because I can't tell. It's really hard in my house. It's like so old and like drafty that like it feels colder inside than it is outside sometimes. So
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So you're refining your layering game, like
Yeah.
dialing it in.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
I always err on the side of caution too. Like if
Yeah.
I think I need it, I'm probably going to need it, so I should take it.
Yeah. I've thrown a couple pair of gloves and bushes and come back for them later.
And like,
So, for your base layer, you want to avoid cotton, as Jolena said, because cotton will just absorb your sweat and everything, and it just gets nasty, sweaty, cold. You want something that's going to be synthetic, so like polyester, nylon, or even wool. Like Smart Wool makes a really good piece. Actually, I have something. Visual aid. This Smart Wool top is really nice. It actually has a little bit of windproofing on the front too. So this is a good base layer, something that's going to keep you warm but wick away the sweat. You want to wick that sweat away from you so you're not going to freeze in the middle of your run. So visibility, Jolene and Yoshi touched on that as they're wearing some awesome gear from Brooks, their Run Visible collection that has a ton of visibility in it. So you want to be able to be seen when you're running, especially if you run or walk late at night, early in the morning, it's dark, cars are out there, they're not going to see you if you don't kind of light up. So this hat from Nathan is really nice. It's got super reflective all around, so like 360 degrees of reflectivity. Also, running vests are super important. This one, it has reflective properties and also it lights up. So you will definitely be seen when you're out walking or running. And then another great thing is a headlamp so that you can see when you're out there, and also you will be seen with this. Actually, just this morning at November Project, Jolene and Yoshi commented on my headlamp that was very bright because I just got brand new batteries in it.
Always charge it.
Yes.
Pro tip.
And another tip for if you're running or walking on an area where there's no sidewalk and you have to walk in the street, make sure you're doing it against traffic so that way you can see the cars coming at you.
I also have a light up vest and bought one for my husband and have found that to be a game changer in terms of having cars stop for me. So I've been using that pretty frequently and also use that for November Project.
A headlamp is super awesome on a run. I also carry a hand light too. When I'm on a different kind of terrain, I can spotlight a couple of different things that I'm keeping an eye on. Also, when I'm on the streets, it's a lot easier to get attention of drivers by flashing the light at them. It's just a different pattern of movement that's going to catch your eyes. That I feel like it's a little bit more safe. Haven't been hit by a car yet, so it's been pretty good for me.
Yep. And you do want to be careful too not to blind the drivers. So you don't want the light to be too bright and shine it right in their eyes. You want to make sure that they see you, but they can still see after they see you.
John's a considerate one. Yoshi, not so much.
Right.
Damn.
Okay, right on. I think one thing that I wish I knew was to avoid cotton. Because when I first started running, even in the summer and then into the winter, I just had cotton shorts, cotton shirts, and cotton sweatshirts. But then finding the technical fabrics, the synthetics, has made a huge, huge difference in the level of comfort that you have when you run.
I would say one thing that I wish I knew was that a good pair of sunglasses goes a long way. The snow can be very bright, and it also, if there's a lot of wind, can make your eyes kind of hurt. So having a good pair of sunglasses that actually cover your eyes and wind doesn't get in from the sides can be really a game changer as well.
Gloves. Oh my goodness, gloves are fantastic. I've gone through so many different kinds of gloves, like the real lightweight ones to build ski type gloves. Even for running, partly because my hands just don't warm up on a run. And, the rest of your body does, but what am I going to do with my hands? Tuck them under my armpits? So the ski gloves, I'll wear them on a run or a walk,
Great idea. I think one thing that's kept me very motivated is having a group like November Project, having people who are like-minded around you, crushing their goals, and who are there to cheer for you is really huge in staying motivated myself. Setting goals personally and telling other people about those goals is also a big help in getting myself out the door, especially when it is dark and it is cold and it doesn't sound like the most fun thing to do.
Being prepared makes it a lot easier to get out the door too. Like if you feel confident in what you're wearing or how you feel in the cold too, then it's a lot easier to get out there, I think. And then, especially having friends out there who are waiting on a street corner, to meet up or to have an event. I know everything's virtual right now, but still, to be motivated to train for your 5K or 10K or a daily mile walk kind of a event is still a great motivator to get out.
Yeah, I will just basically reply with the same thing, having that group. For me, having that event, and if I register for the event and I pay the money for it, then I know I have to train for it, even if it is the virtual event. And the preparedness, a lot of times, if you lay your clothes out the night before, so when you wake up, they're staring you right in the face and you have no excuse not to get out there.
I heard from Canadian November Project members saying that they will go to sleep in their workout gear. So it's a lot easier to just get out of bed. You're already warm in it, so you can just get it.
That is a really good idea.
John and I like to motivate each other by going out for donuts after November Project workouts.
Yes.
So that's also a great motivator.
Mm-hmm. Food in any type after a run or a walk.
Rewards.
Yes.
Always have some sort of plan, and don't feel like you have to get to the finish or whatever distance or whatever time. Always be okay with bugging out on a run or a walk, probably because sometimes it's just gonna be terrible, and you just have to get home and recover, and then be ready to go out the next day. There's a sense of summit fever sometimes, where you just have to feel like you have to finish that, whatever. But sometimes you just gotta, I think, be okay.
Adapt. Yeah. I think another really important thing to know when you go out the door is to just remember to have fun, and to know that even if you don't go as far or as hard as you wanted to, you still got out there, and knowing that getting out there and doing even a little bit is better than staying in and doing nothing.
You guys took my answers.
Aside from having a plan, letting somebody know what that plan is, just in case. So if you're out in the dark, you never know what's going to happen. That you might need help getting back somehow. And if you have somebody who's expecting you to check in with them in 30 minutes, or so, something like that, then that's also going to be huge, I think. Backup plan in the wintertime.
On that note, I like to keep my phone charged more for my runs in the winter because I'll carry my phone with me, and I've found that my phone battery dies faster in the cold, so keeping that on me highly charged is a good plan too for safety purposes.
I think staying active outdoors is important to me because there's just something about being outside that can really just lift your spirits, even if it's in the cold. Just getting fresh air is it's just great. And plus you get to see a lot of stuff too. I will look for the little things. I get excited every time I see wildlife on a run, even a squirrel. Something as simple as a squirrel, I still get excited when I see that when I'm out running or just outside.
Staying active outdoors for me is important because it hits my mental health in a good way from both directions. One, I'm getting activity, which is really healthy for me. And two, I get to appreciate the outdoors, and that's a place that I am at my happiest, is enjoying nature. So this past Sunday when we had our first bit of snow, I was out the door, ready to go for a run and enjoy it, and that's just a healthy way for me to keep in check with my mind.
Kind of echoing what you said already. It's a big, like, getting outside is a reset button for me. I get to start, refresh myself mentally, emotionally, physically. And sometimes it's just really cool to be outside in the wintertime when there's nobody else out. You just feel like, you're alone, not alone in the world, but you just feel like so centered in it that it just, it's a wonderful sensation. So,
And in the winter when it's snowing, it's just so peaceful to be out there. You don't get that from running on a treadmill.
It's an added sense of accomplishment when you crush a workout outside, especially when the weather is nasty, because you feel like you not only dominated your workout, but also dominated the weather that was thrown your way.
I wipe out more than I should, more than I want to admit. So yeah, I've gotten better at it. I found the trick: if you wipe out, make sure you wipe out when you're going downhill, so you can still continue the momentum and you still make some progress on your wipe out. I have done that multiple times.
Don't backtrack on
Don't
your
backtrack.
wipeouts.
If you're gonna fall downhill, so you can continue going forward. So, mentioning if you fall, if you're going to be running in the winter, walking, it's slippery, there could be a lot of ice. I think 2 years ago it was less snow, more ice all over Grand Rapids. So we want to make sure that you have some good traction. So you want to look for ice spikes or yak track, something that you can just slip right over your shoe and it will give you extra traction. You can
John, can I wear track spikes?
I would not wear track spikes, no. Track spikes are meant to grip the track, they're not really going to grip ice.
Good to know.
And it's not going to be very comfortable to run on track spikes in ice, there's no cushion.
Good.
Good thought.
Yeah, but as you mentioned earlier, wearing trail shoes too is really good if you don't want to wear the yak tracks or the ice spikes. A trail shoe gets you more grip, more traction, so it's a really good idea, another option to wear in the winter.